Flosstube, welcome back. It has been a while since I did a video. I think the phrase I've been using with like everybody, and I feel everybody's been on the same page, is that life has just been lifing. It's been busy, all good things, but just have not found time to just sit and do a video. I've been able to get a lot of stitching done, which has been really fun and really great, but have not found the time to do a video. It looks a little bit different. We rearranged the craft room a little bit. Most of what you're probably seeing looks the same, but I used to have this really big, like square table that was really high up, and I could really only get at like half of the table, even though I could store stuff on the back half. And I really wanted to be able to get at my sewing machine, my Cricut, things like that, plus still have my stitching spot. And so we brought up my old desk, which is a sit to stand, and then brought the old table downstairs, rearranged everything. Anyways, long story short, craft room's a little bit different. We have a permanent kennel coming for 2 of the dogs, and it has like a top on it, so I can use that for storage. So it's gonna be really great. So that's gonna come on Monday. And then maybe I'll give a little craft room tour once all that's done, so it's not so jumbled in here. What else since the last video? Went to Hawaii. Hawaii was wonderful. If you ever get the chance to go, it was just laid back and it was beautiful. And I left 40-degree weather here to be welcomed by 80-degree weather, and it was lovely. Got a little bit of sun, but I'm sure that's faded now. But it was just swam and ate all the poke and sushi, and just had a really good time with friends. Was out on the beach every morning. That's probably the thing I miss the most. I miss being able to just get up and like walk on the beach. I will apologize in advance if you hear anything in the background. I usually put an earbud in, and I couldn't find it. I think I left it at work. And so I'm just using this, and I think my husband may have just started playing video games. So I'm really hoping that you don't hear too much. Hopefully if you hear like a yell or a peep, he probably just got like excited. So yeah, so we had Hawaii, came back from Hawaii, and then it was like Thanksgiving, and we were traveling for that. We went up to Peshtigo, near my husband's family, and spent a couple days with them. And yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna give my husband a heads up that I'm filming, and just so he knows, and I'll be right back. Okay, he said it would keep it to a mild roar, but if you hear anything in the background, it's just because I don't have an earbud in and we're just going with the phone microphone. Okay. Jingle Ball was this last weekend. I was going to film before Jingle Ball, and then I'm like, why would I do that? Everyone's going to be on Jingle Ball. No one's going to be watching Flosstube. We're all going to be stitching together. So I did not do that either. And I was like, no, I want to enjoy my weekend. And I did. We have a ridiculous amount of snow here, more than we've had this time of year in the 3 years I've lived in Marshfield, which is like smack dab in the center of the state of Wisconsin. We just got 7 inches last night. And it is truly a winter wonderland. Christmas is definitely going to be white. So, but it's beautiful, you know, I can't complain. What else? I started a new job on Monday. So, that is always exciting, a little nerve-wracking, you know, settling in with a new team, learning the roles. Everybody's been great. I'm super excited to be back in the world of nursing education, and this time on the hospital side. So very excited for that, and just taking that one day at a time. So without further ado, let's get into the stitching. I did not write my stuff down, but I have a pretty good memory. So if I fumble through something or can't remember what fabric something is on, I apologize. But I really wanted to get this video out and just be able to chat with you guys and hear what you have been up to. I am kind of behind on Flosstubes. I'm really trying to catch up. I feel like we've had like a million projects where we want to like organize the basement. I organized my closet and took a big haul to Goodwill, and just a lot of things that we wanted to do. And I just, yeah, I didn't get quite as organized as I wanted to for this one, but that's okay. So, all right, let's get into WIPs. I have some starts. I think I have those in the front. Yes, I do. So why don't I do, let's do new starts first. I'm gonna change this around a little bit. Okay. So, and I'm hoping it's on here. I don't think it is. I'll put a picture up. If I can't find one on my tablet here, I'll put a picture up. So when I was flying to Hawaii, I brought my cross stitch with, but I was flying kind of at weird times, especially on the way back. I was flying overnight, and that I didn't want to be that person on the plane where everybody's trying to sleep and I've got like my lights, you know, trying to stitch. So I ended up starting a new crochet project. I was going to continue working on my snowy season cardigan, which I'll show you in a little bit. But I didn't want to bring all the pieces with me because I was getting close to needing to seam it together. So I was like, no, I'll just start a new one. And so let's see if it's in here. I don't think it is. So what I started, it was actually a free pattern I just saw online, and I think it is called the Autumn Dot Cardigan. And the place I got it from was Hobby, Hobbii. It came up honestly on an ad on Facebook, and I was like, oh, that's cute, and clicked on it, and it was a free pattern. So I was like, why not? I've never done anything like this before, and you're gonna have to forgive the fact that I have a lot of loose ends that need to be weaved in. But this is only the first front panel. So I started this, and this is just using, do I have it? No, I don't. This is just using the, I Love This Yarn brand. So it's acrylic yarn. I think the two colors are, Blue Spruce and River Ripple, which is what I was stitching the shawl in. So without further ado, this is the first front panel. Oh, all those are, they're all flopping around. Okay. So you can kind of see way down here. So that is the first front panel. So it was super fun to do. I've never done anything like this before. And it'll be really cute. I'm gonna put a picture up either side. And yeah, it was really fun. The pattern is very repetitive. Like I said, it's a free pattern. Go out and find it if that's something that interests you. I think this is gonna be really pretty. Very comfy cardigan. I know I said I didn't have any finishes, but as I'm thinking about it, I did have one. However, I don't have it to show you. So I was working on that shawl. Let's see if I've got it in here. I might have it under files. Let's take a look. So I was working on Ma's Prairie Shawl, if you guys remember that. And I've been working on that one for a while. And there we go. I ended up giving that, nope, I'm gonna put a picture up. Okay, I ended up giving that to my mother-in-law. She is someone that is notoriously cold. She always has a sweater or a cardigan or something with her. And it was just super warm and just lovely. And I finished it. I finished the I cords. I did all of it. And it just seemed like something that she would like. So I brought it over Thanksgiving and said, you know, this is kind of your Christmas gift if you like it. And she did, so it is now hers. So I will throw a couple pictures up here. I took a picture of it laid out and finished, and then one where I had put it on just to kind of see what it looks like. So I was happy to finish that. It was super fun to do, so much so that I actually bought more yarn to do another one for myself. So I did finish something. All right, so sorry I'm kind of all over the place today, but you're gonna go with it. You guys are great, and it's gonna be fine. I don't think I have my board. Nope, definitely don't. Okay, well, I'm not even sure where it is. So we're gonna go without the board tonight. So the next pattern that I started, this was my snowy day start. We had, when was it? A couple weeks ago, we had like our first like good, snowfall. And I wanted to start something snowy and kind of wintry, but not necessarily Christmassy. And so I had this pattern kitted up that I forgot about. I had kitted it up from the Stitching Bee in Green Bay. And it is Little House Needleworks Winter ABCs. So long and skinny. And I am stitching this on, the called for is Vintage Tundra from Lakeside Linens, which I did not have and I didn't have access to. So I picked something out that I thought would be similar, and I am stitching this on 32 count Icelandic. I don't know who it's by, but I think it might be like a witchelt or something, just based off of it being like a little bit stiffer, I think. I am using all of the called fors, which are, it calls for a few overdyes and DMC. There's not actually too many colors. I don't have these on a floss ring yet, but I'll kind of show you the colors. Pretty simple. Got the green there. So only a few colors, which is really nice. And I hope this shows up. I hope the color shows up for you. This is where I'm at. So I am stitching this 2 over 2 on 32 count. And, oh, wrong way. So you can see it's going to be long and skinny. So I wasn't sure. So I started stitching this and I thought I would looked at the white and I'm like, man, is this going to ghost on this? The fabric is much more blue than what it's showing up. So I thought, man, is this gonna ghost on this? But I actually like it. It really has like kind of this icy feel to it and I enjoy it. So I kept stitching it and I'm really liking the way it looks. It's been really fun to stitch on. I don't typically stitch 2 over 2. I don't typically stitch with 2 threads, but I really like this. And it's gonna be a lot of white, unfortunately. But I think it's a great snowy day project. So my goal is to try and stitch on that on days that we get like a snowstorm. That's kind of my plan. All right. The next start I had, I believe I talked about this pattern. And I talked about it because it was one that I had said how much I love. And I knew I was going to purchase. And I was going to purchase this, the actual paper pattern, but then I found it via PDF, and so I purchased it a lot sooner and kitted it up a lot sooner. And this is, let's zoom out here. Oh goodness, sorry, I'm trying to get you guys a good photo. There we go. Okay, this is "'Tis Near Halloween" by Leela Studios. I started this after Halloween, but still fall, still before the snow flew. And I am stitching this on 36 count Oat, O-A-T, Oat, by Bestitch Me. And I am loving this. I'm only a little ways, but it has been so, I don't know if it's the fabric that's lovely to stitch on, which it is, or just the pattern itself, but it has been so fun and so cute. And this is where I'm at. So just got that first little part of happy, and then I think I'm going to come down and start with the Halloween, or come across here and start in on the house, because the point of the house comes up like right in there, the boot house. So that is where I'm at. This fabric is gorgeous. It was one that came in my fabric of the month, and I kind of just had it stashed away, but it is a beautiful neutral with maybe just like a little hint. Is there maybe like a little hint of green? Maybe ever so slightly. Not as much green as Willow has. It's really pretty though. And then there's a couple DMCs in here as well, but you can kind of see the flosses. Oh, I want to get to using that green and like that purple, which I think that must be her dress and part of the house, I think. Is that purpley gray? What color is that? That is Blueberry by the Gentle Art. I love that. And then the green is Cucumber, which is turning into one of my favorite greens. So yes, beautiful. It also has this brick path. You can see like the variegations. So cool. So that is 'Tis Near Halloween from Leela Studios. Like I said, I started that in November sometime. I started it before I went to Hawaii. I know that. So I want to say it was around my birthday. It might have been maybe we'll call it my birthday start. And it was probably close to that. But that has been lovely. I don't know. I haven't seen who else is working on that. I know a lot of people were talking about it. So if you're working on that, let me know. Okay. Guys, I started a few things. I didn't even realize it till I started looking at all this. Okay. The next pattern that I started, and I had talked about this one, is Hickety Pickety by Brenda Gervais from With Thy Needle and Thread. I had talked about whether I was going to do this or When Pumpkins Glow, and overwhelmingly Hickety Pickety won. So I am stitching this on 36 count Ren by Picture This Plus. It lives in a chicken bag, obviously. This is just one I made with some Hobby Lobby fabric that I had picked up. So obviously it has to live in a chicken bag. And this is where I'm at. So I started in the center on this one. And it's beautiful. I really think I'm giving myself a lot of extra fabric because I want to turn this one into a pillow, I think. But like I wish I could better show you like the modeling and the variegations. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not getting great. In the oranges, it's so pretty and it's so delicate. These are all, I shared these before, but these are all the colors. They're so good. They're so good. So yeah, so I just finished, I got like these two pumpkins done, and I think I almost got all this. I think I have to I have to come up yet and finish this one out, and then I'll have that part done. And then I think I'm gonna move on and start her. So I love it. It's so delicate, and just the back stitching and everything, it's lovely. It's lovely. And I love the bag it's in. Her patterns are great, like her paper patterns. I don't know about PDFs. I don't know if she has any. I don't know if she does PDFs, but her paper patterns are great to read. All right, I think that's, one more new start. This was my Jingle Ball start, and it is still in the hoop. I had a lovely time at Jingle Ball. I didn't quite get as much done or as much stitching as I thought I would get done. Saturday kind of ended up being busy with some other things, and so I didn't get quite as much done. But the room I was in, You'll Have to Kick Me Out. I think that's the room I was in most of the time, and I met some lovely people. Trying to remember everybody. Natalie, Katie, Julie, Carol. Who else was in that room? Amy, my friend Amy, that made me my lovely Smalls exchange. She was in the room for a little bit. So we just had great conversation. Everybody was from the South. I'm pretty sure everybody was like Kentucky, Tennessee, few from the Carolinas, Texas, maybe? California. Saturday morning, there were some Californians in there. Yeah, it was just really good. I really enjoyed the time. I wish I would have had more time, but that's okay. So my Jingle Ball start was not actually one from this year. I chose to start one that I had purchased last year. It's one that I kitted up like right away. I loved it. I love the colors. I had the fabric for it, and then didn't start it. So I am working on the pattern Festive Folk Tree. It is by Satsuma Street and Tiny Modernist. It was a collaborative. If you have not seen it, this is what it looks like. Isn't that just fun? There, that's it better. Isn't that awesome? Okay. And I am stitching this on 36 count fresco by Picture This Plus. I am stitching this 1/2, excuse me. I'm gonna take this needle minder off for a second. And this is where I'm at. So, started at the top. Sorry, there's like no light. I'm filming at night and it is very much dark. Oh, that's because my light died. Let's see if I can get that back on. That'll probably help our process today. Hey, that's a little bit better. What do you know? Oh, there you go. Okay. There. Okay. So again, this is Festive Folk Tree on 36 count fresco, which you can't really see the modeling on it, but it does have just a very subtle modeling, which is really pretty. And these are all the DMCs. So bright. And that is where I'm at. Lots of color changes, so it's taking me a little bit longer than normally with my stitching, but it's so delicate and so pretty. It's going to be beautiful. I will absolutely keep this one. I'm not giving this one away to anybody. Okay, and I think that was the last new start. That was it? Okay. So let's go on to whips. And then I'm gonna leave this up for haul. Okay. So the first whip I have is my Snowy Season cardigan. You guys have seen it. You know I have the 1/2 done, which I have right here in case you're new to my channel. I have the 1/2 of the short cardigan done. And I am working on the second half so I can seam in the back and then begin to work on, there's a border and buttons around the neck and across the bottom as well. All right, so I was just almost finished with the sleeve and now I am nearing the end of the body. So come out a little bit, I have a little bit more to go on this and then it'll split for the neck. And I'll finish that part and then I'll be ready to seam these two together. So I think I'm gonna try and spend a little bit of time at night just getting this done. I would love to be able to be like, yes, it's in one piece and I can move on to the next thing so I can wear it to work. I'm stitching that with Brava Cake Pop Speckled yarn. It's just an acrylic yarn, and the pattern is by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. You can find her on Etsy. She's got some really great stuff out there. She's got some new patterns that just came out. Her stuff is great. The yarn is just fun. So I wear a lot of neutrals, so this is very different for me, but I love it. All right, let's get into the whips here, folks. Okay, the next one that I worked on was, sorry, I must have gotten rid of Markup XP. I must have shut it down. This is, I think it's just called Merry Christmas. Excuse me. But I'm not sure. It's loading. Goodness, that took a while. Okay, this isn't the greatest photo, but this is by Doreen Jones Cross Stitch, and the pattern is called Merry Christmas. It's probably one of my oldest whips, kind of when I first started figuring out that there were patterns on Etsy. that is the pattern. Super cute, giant Santa with a little mouse in his pocket. I can't. I'm stitching this on Good Question. 28 or 32 count. Kentucky or France? Yeah, 28 or 32 count. That's all I can say. And I'm looking at this and I'm realizing I might not have given myself a lot of border. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. This is where I'm at. So what I did was I started on his filling in the sand or the snowman. So I finished like his cheeks, smile, and then started filling in with the white because there was a lot of it. That's it. I really didn't do a ton on this. I think I got annoyed with white and I put it down after a little while. But progress is progress, right? All right. Next, I think we're done with this one. Here we go, get out of there. Next, sorry for the zippers. I think you'll all be okay. And I worked on this actually a lot during the Jingle Ball, just to get some work done on it. Those of you that were in the room with me know how I was talking about all the snow and all the confetti on this piece. But it is Heartstring Samplery's Go Tell It on the Mountain. This was, I think, released last year. I don't think it was a Jingle Ball. I think it was just a fall release, if I remember right. But I have been working my way across the top. I wish I had something to put behind this. Let me see if I can grab this old tablet. I've been working my way across the top to get the words done and get some of this confetti done. So this is on 36 count Winter Wren by Fox and Rabbit, which is the called for. And I'm using all of the called for threads, which are overdyes and DMC. And that's where I'm at. Sorry, trying to give you like something in the back so that you can't see through. There. So I finished, I brought across, so I kind of started like right in here, and I was bringing all of the snowflakes across until I got to the, and then I switched back up to the words again and finished out mountain, and now I'm coming back down with the snowflakes. And then I'll get into more, there's more like leaves and stuff like that and greenery on this side. There's really only like one chunk of greenery on this side, pretty much identical to what it is over here, and a bunch of snowflakes. So once I finish that and finish the words on the bottom, I'm done. I love this one. This is one of my favorite patterns I've ever stitched. As annoying as it is to do all those snowflakes, and my back, we're not going to look at the back because I carried a lot of stuff, but this is going to be hands down one of my favorite things I will ever have framed. I'm going to find a really fun frame for it because I just love it so much. Beth Twist does an amazing job with her patterns. I like pretty much everything she designs, but this is one of my favorites. So yeah, that one, I would love to finish that by Christmas. I don't know if it'll happen. Again, life is busy, but we'll see. Okay. Next on the whip list, I told you guys I've been doing a lot of stitching. I started working back on Christmas Tree Farm by Thistles. I love this one. I would have gotten so much more done on this, but unfortunately, I can't find one of my flosses, and I need it. It's probably in a project somewhere. It's gotta be, because I know I did not use the whole skein, but I can't find it. And I haven't been to the store to buy any more. I need to just go through my whips. I'm sure it is in it's somewhere. It is somewhere. So I'm stitching this completely as called for. So this is on 32 count Sweeney Red by Dames of the Needle. And I'm using all of the called for, I believe all of them are over dyes. And I'm stitching this on 32. I'm stitching it, I think I'm doing one. Yes, I'm stitching this 1/2. And this is where I'm at. So I finished out kind of what I finished here. I finished out all the rocks, and then I was going to come back up here and start doing some more trees or come across, and then I realized I didn't have the right floss. So what I'll probably do, sorry, this is bad. What I'll probably do is come across here with these trees and try and do what I can in here without that color. And then eventually I have to get to that giant house. I really love this fabric. I got a little nervous. So I bought this fabric at Lynn's of Madison, and I measured it. It was like a remnant piece. I measured it. I was like, oh, this will be perfect. And then for some reason, I started looking at like what I had left to do on the pattern, and it seemed like I did not have enough space. So I put it into my yarn tree calculator. I remeasured the piece. I did everything. I have plenty of room. Just looking at the pattern, I was like, man, it feels like I still have a lot more to go, but I don't. I'm thinking I probably will not have as much margin up top as I do on the bottom. But as long as I have enough to frame it, I'm not doing a mat or anything like that. As long as I have enough to frame it, I will be a happy camper. Again, that one was started kind of early on in my cross stitch recommitting, phase. And so I just didn't know as many things as I know now. Okay. The next one I'm working on, and I need to get going on this. I'm going to apologize in advance to my friend Anna, who watches my Flosstubes, because this is for her beautiful daughter. I am working on Birth Samplers by Kathy Barrick. I am doing the girl birth sampler. And I underestimated how much work this bird is because of all the color changes. It's lovely, but I underestimated. So it's taking me a little bit longer. But everything that you see on the bird is all brand new. The fabric is not showing up. That's a little bit better. It's more of like a mauve color. This is 36 count Crypt Cloth by Lap and Loops. So it's kind of this mottled pinky mauve color. It looks beautiful with this. I have the frame all picked out for this. I already have it. I need to finish it. So it's supposed to be really cold here this weekend, so I would love to get some more work done on this. I am not doing the NPIs with this. I am just stitching it with the DMC, called for DMC. The only change I made, so this, like this tan color that's in here, I think that's 613 maybe. That is supposed to be either white or B5200. And it ghosted on my fabric, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I changed it out for that tan, and I think it pops much better. Otherwise, everything is as called for. So there's that. Like I said, I need to get going on it. Her daughter is now 1 month old. Just over a month. She's so stinking cute. I get to babysit. I did babysit. I'm hoping I get to babysit again. I told them they need to go on a date, and mainly because I want to babysit. All right. The next one I got a good amount of progress on. I worked on this a little bit in Hawaii, a little bit on the plane because it's easy to see. And I worked on it a little bit when we were up with family because it's easy to see, easy to take out. And that is Pumpkin Patch by Primrose Cottage Stitches. This is also one of my older whips. And I finished, everything that's new on here is all on the bottom. Oh, I love it so much. It's so cute. So all I have to do is finish out hay rides and the border. That's it, folks. That's all she wrote. That's all that needs to be done. So just hay rides and the border. And I'm still torn whether or not I even want to do the border. We'll see. I love it. I just kind of want it to be done personally. But let me know what your thoughts are. Border or no border. There's the border. Sometimes I think borders add a lot and sometimes they don't. So let me know your opinions in the comments. Border or no border. But it's been really fun to stitch. I'm stitching this completely as called for. I'm stitching it with 28 count mushroom Lugana. And this is with the called for DMCs. If you stitch this, hindsight, I would 100% buy the overdyed for the truck. But I love it. It'll be ready to be out for next fall. That'll be sure. That'll be for sure. All right. The next one I put a little time in on is, I'm not going to take it out of the plastic, but Cranberry Christmas by Artful Offerings. I kind of put this away for a little bit. Those of you that have been with me at the beginning know that there was a debacle with the white fence that I had to repair, which has since been repaired. Yay. But it did go out. It did go in timeout a little bit. But I got the trees done on one side, which I love. They're so fun. I have a little bit of white left to go on that far tree. I am stitching this on, well, I'm stitching it 2/2. Am I stitching it 2/2? Yeah. I'm stitching it 2/2, but I don't know what it's on. I think it's on like Weeks Tin Roof, maybe Weeks Tumbleweed. I thought I saved the thing, but I don't see it. I think it's a Weeks fabric though. Yeah, but that's where we're at. It's not going to be finished this year, but it's getting there, and I got a good amount of work done. I did a lot of this while catching up on Flosstubes because I didn't really have to think about counting other than to know how many rows I needed because it's very repetitive on those trees. So. Oh boy. And the next one I got the saddest amount of work done on. Not even proud to show you this. We all know that I finished the outline and the windows and the roof of A Shepherd's Song. We all know that it was my big aspiration to bring said house to the Stitching Bee retreat and fill it in. We know that didn't happen. And then I said I would bring it on the plane to Hawaii and I would fill it in there. I'm sorry to say that also did not happen. So this is A Shepherd's Song. In typical Plum Street Samplers fashion, there is a big giant house. And I have the most pitiful amount of fill-in that you've ever seen. You see that 1 1/4 line? That's what I did, folks. That's it. Yep, that's it. I think I did a lot of work on this, and I think I just burnt out a little bit on this one. I need to, it's just mindless stitching at this point. I would love to have that house finished and be able to work on the rest of it, and I need to get it done. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm stitching it on 36 count Hog Bristle by Fox and Rabbit. 36 count Hog Bristle. And I am stitching it with all of the called for overdyes and DMCs. I still haven't figured out what to do with the dog that I want to change the colors on. I've just kind of been at a standstill with this one, unfortunately. I love it, but I think I kind of went hard and heavy on it right away. And what is this one? Oh, that's the one I just showed you. That was the Doreen Jones. Okay. Okay. So I think, let me just look here. I think those are all my whips. I think that's it. I got a good amount done though. I do have a little bit of haul to share. So the first is I got this was November's. Yes. I got my fabric of the month from Stitchy Box, Fiber on a Whim Collectors Club. And this is 40 count evergreen. Isn't that pretty? That's going to be beautiful for a Christmas piece. It's a very gray green. And we all know greens don't show up well on camera. That's a little bit better. It's a very gray green. It's very pretty. Very, very pretty. And then they're also sending, I don't know if it's with everyone, but I also got 8 yards of one of their silks, Stitchy silk, in the color bisque. They're so soft. Really nice. So I don't know if this comes with every month now. I know she sent an email out about it. I don't know if this is every month or if this was just like a, hey, thank you kind of one-time thing, but I will always take a skein of silk. The other thing I got was off of a D-Stash site. And I got this because I've really liked stitching on 20 count Aida, and my mom has wanted to try it because she really likes 40 count, but you know, sometimes it's hard on the eyes, you know, whatever. Well, I found somebody that was selling a yard of 20 count Aida from Color and Cotton. So one wanted to try Color and Cotton's fabrics. I'm on their fabric club shipment, whatever, for next year. So excited. But I haven't tried their fabrics yet, and my mom wanted to try 20 count Aida. So I was like, well, why don't I buy this whole yard and we can just split it. So this is Color and Cotton. This was from like a Fiber of the Month club back in 2021. So I don't know if this is a permanent color, but this is Sea Salt. This is only the half yard. It still unfolds. It's a bed sheet basically. It's a really pretty green with super subtle modeling. It's beautiful. And there's a whole yard of it. So I'm going to see my mom at Christmas time and I'll cut it in half, and I told her she can keep whichever half she likes. So yeah, Sea Salt is the color and it's beautiful. It feels lovely. I'm really excited to work with it. So we picked that up. And then my birthday was at the beginning of November, and my sister-in-law and my brother, they sent me a belated birthday gift. And so I had to show that. Are these not the coolest socks ever? They have mushrooms. I love them. So, pair of mushroom socks. And one of my shows that I really like, and I've gone as Linda for Halloween once, is Bob's Burgers. And so they got me these stickers, which are amazing. My husband keeps trying to steal them. I love them. I went as Linda once. All right. Anyways, if you know, you know. And then I haven't opened this yet, but this is Blind Date with a Book. And so it is, let's see, historical romance, faith-driven, gentle, rooted. So I'm very excited to open this. I have not opened it yet. Once I dig into it, I will share with you what the book is. But how fun is that, right? Little blind date book. And then the rest of my haul was all Jingle Bell patterns. I did not do any of the classes. It's not my jam, but I did buy a bunch of the patterns. And I'm wondering if it might be easier for me to put pictures up. Okay, well, the first one, this isn't new, but I've been wanting this one to kind of be to me, it kind of mimics like kind of not like a companion piece, but it would like go well next to Go Tell It on the Mountain. This is Heartstring Samplery Baby It's Cold Outside. So I picked up that she had on the Jingle Ball shop. And then I picked, oh, it's opening the wrong one. You know what? I think I'm just going to go through and say which ones I did, and I will throw up photos here because my tablet seems to be taking quite some time to load all of these, unfortunately. Okay, I'm going to go through and just chat about them, and then I will throw up photos here. Okay, the next one that I got was All Is Bright by Hands On Design. I love this. I love the Christmas ones that are being stitched on these super bright fabrics. And so you'll see a couple of them that I got. So I got All Is Bright. And then I picked up View From Above by Kathy Barrick and Hello from Liz Matthews, which I have. So I don't know what blue it's on. I haven't looked. But I have the blue from A Buzz at Midnight. And I haven't started that chart, and so I thought maybe that blue could work for this chart. The blue flower had a freebie piece that was super fun, Festive Flicker. It's like a little woodpecker. And then I picked up Winter Moth by the blue flower. Throw that up here. I think that it might be on the exclusive fabric that was from Lap and Loops, the green. It was so pretty, but I didn't get it in time and I didn't get any. But I'm hoping I can find something similar. And then from Tiny Modernist, I picked 3 designs. She took the most of my money. Jingle Ball Santa, which you'll see here. And then Mini Christmas Banner. And Bright Bell Pull was the other one. So I loved the patterns. They were beautiful. If you were not at Jingle Ball and did not get a chance to get those, unfortunately, a lot of them are not available. Most of them are Jingle Ball exclusives, or they're not being released till next year. So like right now you can get Festive Folk Tree, which was a release last year. So I think it'll be a year before you can get them again. But let me know if you got any patterns that you started, or which ones you picked up that you really love. As far as plans go, so we're coming into Christmas season. Things get busy, especially with the church and stuff like that. So I'm not sure what I'll be stitching on. I don't think there's anything new that I'm like, yes, I need to start that. I think I'm just going to keep plugging away at a few of mine. I'm going to keep working on that Snowy Season cardigan. Trying to think what else we have coming up. We have a couple family Christmases here and there, one on I think 2 Saturdays from now. Yeah, just gonna enjoy it. I think just try to enjoy the snowy weather, just enjoy the cozy season, you know, that it is, and kind of stitch on whatever sounds good. I know people were talking about like New Year's Eve 12 by 12. I would love to do a 12 by 12, but I'm going to be we usually go to a friend's house for New Year's Eve, and we play board games and have a bunch of food, and it's a ton of fun. And so I'm going to be over there, so I don't think I'm going to be doing a 12 by 12. But New Year's Day, I didn't have anything going on, and so I thought about thinking about what I could do then. So I'm not sure, because New Year's Day we'll probably just hang around, you know, watch, my husband will watch football. So I might pick like 12 projects to work on, like an hour on each, for New Year's Day. I don't think I'm going to be starting it. I also thought about I have the 12 monthly minis from, is it Primrose? I don't remember. I have 12 monthly minis, and I thought about like, oh, what if I started like each of those, like started, you know, an hour on each of them, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I have a few patterns that, you know, I've wanted to kit up and start, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do, but I do want to do something. So let me know what your plans are in the coming weeks. I'm hoping to kind of get back onto the swing of things. I'd love to get another video in before New Year's, and just hopefully have a lot of progress to show you on some of these. I think, oh, I had one more haul. Hang on. So this was the yarn that I picked to stitch my own shawl. It is called Brush Stroke Breeze. And I think it would be really pretty. It's hard to see kind of some of the colors, but lots of neutrals, which I love. So I think I'm going to start my own shawl using that. I think that was the only other haul. So hope you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. So happy you're here, and hopefully I can get back on to kind of more of a rhythm again. I have some people I know I need to catch up on. If you haven't had a chance, Seattle Stitcher put out a whip parade, which is awesome. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a whip parade yet or not, since I did one in July, but I've also added a lot since then. So if I do, it'll probably be like mid-January. I know Beck Stitches Everything just came out with Flosstube. Haven't watched that yet. Who else did I watch? Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher had an update recently. Lala D Stitches had one. I think she's coming out with a quilting bee too. But I watched her Flosstube. She's got some really cute Christmas stuff that she's been working on. And yeah, there's a few Flosstubers that I haven't seen back recently, which I really loved watching them. I know like the Museum Stitcher, Cam the Stitcher. I loved watching their channel, so I'm hoping that they come back. Because I really enjoyed watching their stitching and seeing what they were working on. But yeah, those are just a couple. Like I said, I'm really behind on Flosstube. So if you have somebody that you've watched recently or somebody you really enjoy, please tag them in the comments so I can follow them as well. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. That way you get any updates on any posts or any new videos. And happy stitching. Thank you guys for being here, and have a great night. Bye.